In 2026, perception is as important as the reality. If you want to sit on some tables, you need to train yourself. Train yourself for people to begin to see you the way you want them to see you. There's a way people will perceive you. They will give you that contract. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from. My name is Dr. Priye Oarhe and I'm the host of The Healing Table. Today, I want to review a short video that from a lady that I admire so much, that shaped how I do things whilst I was working in the financial industry. And it's Carla Harris. Today, I want to review what she spoke about. Perception is the co-pilot to reality. So our subject today is perception. How do people see you? How are they seeing you? What is the impression they have about you? A lot of time people have said, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people think about me. Hold on. Let's go on this journey. Then you understand that if for you, I'm a Christian. So I always like to draw my lessons from the Bible. I will bring from the Bible how important perception is, and even Jesus paid attention to it. So join me on this journey while we listen to this together.
It is the most important thing that I learned about maximizing your success in the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in. And that is perception is the co-pilot to reality. How people perceive you will directly impact how they deal with you. Yes, the reality of how smart you are has something to do with your success equation. The reality of how hard you work has something to do with your success equation. But a very big component of your success equation is the perception that the marketplace has about you. What lens are they looking through when they are looking at you? And it's important that if you want to maximize your success in the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in, you must understand the adjectives that are associated with success for the seat that you're sitting in or the seat that you aspire to sit in. If you don't know the adjectives that are associated with success, you can work really hard, but you won't maximize your success in that seat because you're working in a way that is inconsistent with the way they are thinking about success. If you would like to manage a large group of people, but you are not perceived as being motivational, inspirational, or organized, doesn't matter that you can do it, doesn't even matter that you did do it. You won't get the opportunity to do that if you are not perceived as such. If you remember nothing else about our time together this morning, remember that you can train people to think about you in the way that you want them to think about you.
You can train people to think about you in the way you want them to think about you. So let's go to the Bible. Matthew chapter 16 from verse 13. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples saying, this is Jesus, the Son of God. He asked his disciples saying, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say thou art John the Baptist, some say Elias, and others Jeremiah, and one of the prophets, or one of the prophets. This is what people said Jesus was. It was important for Jesus. If perception is not important, Jesus will not ask this question. What do men say? Who do men say I am? In 2026, if you want to sit on some tables, you need to train yourself. Like what Carlos has said, train yourself for people to begin to see you the way you want them to see you. Train yourself to begin to control the narrative you want about yourself. Jesus asked again, who do you say I am? Now, whatever people are saying about me is fine. You that are my inner circle, who do you say I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed be thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. Flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. Jesus took his time to ask his disciples, who do you think I am? Sometimes we get to some spaces where we believe that, oh, I don't care what people think about me. I used to be in that space. So I don't care what people think about me. No, you have to care, because you are not living in the space. You are living with people. And if you do not control the narrative by yourself, people will control that narrative for you. So she talked about when she wanted people to perceive her as a very strong person, she started using those adjectives concerning herself. When she's talking, she would just sit down and say that I'm a very focused person. I am a leader in my capacity. She was using adjective to qualify herself. After a short while, every person started saying those things about her. There are sometimes people use some adjectives to qualify you. What are the main things? So I'm going to say this story of what happened to me. Sometime last year, I was in my friend's house in Abuja, and our mother-in-law came to visit. So the mother-in-law is from my place, and I've said it over and again that my father was a polygamist. So if we tell any person, oh, I am the daughter of Chief Samuel David Ekespif, the first thing any person will ask you, who is your mother? Because you all have a common denominator, but who is your mother? So this lady now, I greeted her, and I told her, oh, and that I'm Ekespif's daughter. She just greeted me. Sometime that evening, she now came back to the room and said, oh, that she wanted to ask, but she didn't know if it was going to be embarrassing to me. So she asked her daughter-in-law, who is this your friend? Who is her mom? Because my dad had children with 7 women. So she asked her friend, who is her mom? And my friend told her that, oh, my mom's name was Molly. And she screamed. And now she came to me to tell me, so you are Molly's daughter? And I said, yes. So she said, oh, your mom was this, your mom was that. She was such a soft-spoken woman. She was so nice. She was so tall. She was so beautiful. She was so accommodating. Went on and on and on about this Molly. My mother died 48 years ago. As at last year, she died 47 years ago. She died 7 days after I was born. So every year I become, that's the number of years my mother died. 47 years after, every single person I have met in the journey of life that knew my mother will say this same words. She was accommodating. She was very nice. She was so soft-spoken. She was beautiful. She was fair. I'm dark. I'm like my dad. Yes, like my daddy. Then she was very, very kind. 47 years after, somebody is describing a dead woman with all this adjective. Perception is as important as reality. You cannot sweep it away. However, you cannot change the narrative of what people think about you. But those people are just a fraction in the set. What is the perception you want to leave behind? What do you want people to remember you for? Like the story I told you concerning my mom. I mean, every time you talk, you will hear them say, Molly was such a beautiful woman. And they will turn and look at me. Why don't you look like your mom? Your mom was so beautiful. She was so fair. And I'll be like, then when my dad was alive, I would tell him, Daddy, why am I dark? They said my mother was fair. And my dad will literally close his eyes. You can see him picturing this woman. And like, that was how beautiful she was. But she wasn't only, her beauty did not just stop there. She was so accommodating. My father's house was filled with his other children, his bigger children. Till today, none of my father's bigger children had said any negative thing that, oh, this is what Sissy, they used to call her Sissy, or this is what, or some of them, Auntie Molly, this is what she did. One of the closest friends I have today, she's way my senior, somebody I love so much. She said something to me. She said, oh, are you Auntie Molly's daughter? Quiet, beautiful, always well-dressed woman. Anytime we go to the house, she's just quiet, well-dressed in one place. And we'll just go to the house, go to the side where your other bigger siblings were, and we'll just be making noise, gisting. She was so accommodating. My dad had my cousins staying with them, different people. And he had 6 children before, my mom. But this woman took all of them. Like I mentioned, I don't know her because she died 7 days. I was still a baby. But the things that I've heard about this woman has helped me to ask myself this question, Priye. If you are no more, what will people be saying about you? Jesus asked the question in Matthew chapter 16, who do men say I am? Who do you that is with me, who do you say I am? If they mention your name, what is the first narrative that will come out? Is she compassionate? Is she kind? Is she a go-getter? Before they start saying other extras. You cannot control everything people will say about you. But when they pick and take a summation of everything about you, what is that they can pick out of it? Today I want to encourage you. The year is starting. Everything that has given you a negative perception concerning how people see you, drop it. Everything. I'm a fighter, drop it. I'm a this, drop it. And as you're dropping it, begin to replace it with the new adjective that you want people to know you for. What do you want them to know you for? You are Jesus, the Son of the living God. You are a Christian. You are a Christian. Begin to show the values of a Christian. Go back to Galatians 5:22. Let the fruit of the Spirit, as described in Galatians 5:22, begin to take root in you. Begin to take root in you. As the days go by, you become a better and more better version of yourself. We are all on the journey. We are all moving on a track. But definitely we are going somewhere. And that track is, as we hear these things about ourselves, we begin to wash ourselves, drop those habits that are not of us. Bible says that when I was a child, I behaved like a child. When I was a child, there are some childish things that I on my own also did. But on a more serious note, consciously and deliberately, I'm dropping them. I'm shedding those weights, shedding them as I'm moving, shedding them as I'm moving, shedding them as I'm moving. I know that I've not gotten to where I'm going to, but I'm not definitely where I was before. Therefore, I encourage you, go on that journey too, and begin to shed the weight of any adjective that you don't want any person to associate with you. Control the narrative of your life and change the way people see you. God bless you.